Yeah, a quick one, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching me from. This is me, your brother, your friend. You might see me right here on the show this very particular day. It will be a very quick one, guys. And I was doing a broadcast the other day when the network actually failed and I couldn't continue with that broadcast. So I'm going to do the part 2 today, and I'm going to just atomize what I'm going to do today quickly and talk about other few things I need to talk about. And don't forget, guys, on Thursday by 11:12 p.m. in the afternoon, I'm going to have a live interview with a comrade Emmanuel Ibogun. Okay, on Thursday, I'm going to have a live interview with comrade Emmanuel Ibogun. Please, guys, stay tuned to Thursday's interview. It's going to be a bombshell. Okay, guys, we're going to have a lot of interview. We're going to have a lot of things we're going to discuss on what is happening, around that place. Okay, guys. Yeah, the last time I was talking about Obaseki's administration 1 year in office. Today is going to be the part 2 of it. Like I said, because of the poor network that I couldn't actually come. I tried to come up many times, but the network did not allow me to come, on the show. So right now, I'm going to just continue with that. I've talked about the failure of the government and the many things that the government has done that he has not done well. And right now, I am going to talk about those things he has done that we think he has actually performed, perfectly well. Okay. To every human, like I said in one of my broadcasts, we are all human beings. What we think is right might not be what is actually attainable. And what we think is wrong might actually be what is applicable. Okay, so it's a vice versa issue. And on that note, I will say the government have done one or two things that is not workable. They have done many that are also workable. Let me start with one before I continue with what he has done right. Let me start with one that he's doing right now. I just heard that the car park that was created inside the Secretariat, cars are now being paying to park on the parking lot. Many people are against it, while many people are for it. The truth is this, I'm going to be very neutral here. That is a welcome development. That the government is trying other means possible to generate revenue, to boost the dwindling economy of Edo State. But one thing that is worrisome to me right now is the fact that there is no free zone in the Secretariat. Okay, I know the government actually copied that idea from the developed world where I traveled to. What I would have expected the government to have done is to create areas that we called a no-free zone. They will call it in Swedish, they will say no free parking zone. There's a free parking zone. There's parking zone for 30 minutes, the parking zone for 1 hour. Okay, since it is a secretariat that people normally go there to do business with the government would have created areas where people can park their cars for a maximum time of 30 minutes or 1 hour. Within that period of 1 hour maximum time where you are going to transact business with the government and the secretariat, you have a free parking lot. But the moment your 30 minutes or 1 hour has elapsed, you are obligated to buy a parking ticket. Okay, guys? So this do not give remove the assumption, the impression that the law is to punish the people. Okay, I think it's a welcome development, but maybe the modus of operandi of this very particular revenue generation might be the issue that we might be having, and that is why I have to come out here to clear the air on that, to say, yeah, the government is doing the right thing to generate income for the states, but you must do it with the face of human. The Secretariat is a public place where businesses are being rendered by the public. So you will not expect me, if I'm coming in there to pay my tax, for example, I'm coming there to pay my tax, and while I parked my car, and I'm being asked to pay from the onset, to discourage many people from coming there to actually do business. And that can also affect the revenue drive of the government. So my advice to Governor NOV Obaseki is to, as a matter of fact, create a no-free zone and a free zone, so that the task force that he has appointed or elected or employed to carry out this very drive, the revenue drive on the car parking, can understand where a free zone is and where a non-free zone is in the Secretariat complex, so that it will be easy for them to know every car that comes in and when they actually came in. So those of them who are going to be on the no free zone area. For example, you are driving into the Secretariat and the free zone area for 1 hour is already filled up. Guys, you have no choice than to pay on the no free zone area. It happens even in Sweden. We have the no free zone area. We have the free zone areas for 1 hour, 2 hours. And if for whatsoever reason the free zone area is fully filled with cars, you have no other option or choice than to pay for the period you're going to stay in the complex. But not giving this no free zone area, I don't think it is a nice one, Mr. Governor. So I will plead with you to, as a matter of fact, think towards that direction and do the needful. Having said that, before I also continue to talk about the good work of Obaseki, I want to also say that up till now, we've not heard anything again. I said during that very particular town hall meeting on the open grazing bill that it was going to come back to us in 2 weeks' time. I think it's precisely close to a month now. We've not heard any information. We've not heard any news on how far they've gone. Sister Rita, good morning. On how far they've gone in enacting that very particular law. I think that is not okay. It's a failure on his part. Like I said in my last video, the episode 1 of this very particular Obaseki second term, first year anniversary, is that every policies that you need to do as a government must be the people's face. You must carry the people along, and you must make sure that you also listen to the yearnings and the aspirations of the people. When you don't do that, it will be termed a failure. Another thing that actually troubles me, which I'm going to talk about here today, is Mr. Governor have made a lot of promises during the elections, before the elections, and after the elections. And many of those promises have not been actually fulfilled. I pass through Safina Market every day home. I practically also pass through Oba Market. Most times I'm going to my farm. Guys, do you know that Oba Market, Safina Market, is yet to be built after fire engulfing those facilities? And the most painful part of it is these boys who collect revenue still goes to these people and collect money from them. Whereas where they actually do their business is still under lock and key, and it is under shackles. I think, for me, this is a sign of failure. Because whatsoever we are doing as a people, as a government, must always be the people, the people, the people. When your people are suffering and you're not doing anything to help in solving their issues, it will be termed as an oppression. Another thing I found out is this: there is a poor communication between the government and the people. Prior to the election, there was no gap. But today, as of today, 1 minute, guys. Okay, guys. Prior to the election, the gap between the people and the government was very close. Okay. It was very close. But right now, we can see the gap is getting wider by the day. I am an advocate of good governance. I am not an advocate of one person. I believe in institutions. I don't believe in individuals. So when I talk on the basis of what will benefit me and benefit every one of us. So I want the government to understand that the market is in a very deplorable condition. In a very deplorable condition. And collecting taxes from them or levies from these people without justifiable infrastructural development in these areas is termed failure. Like I said, guys, this is Human Stevens' opinions, not the opinion of anyone. This is how I see government working. This is how I see things ought to operate. Okay? I have some properties. I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you this story. Last week, there was one of my property at Oluku that the tenant there was supposed to pay me some money. And he called my agent and said, this is not working in the house. It should be fixed. He actually lives there, not me. But because I saw that as a major repairs in the house, I didn't ignore him because I was not the one that was living there. I told him, okay, what I'm going to do is this. I'm not going to use my money to do that. You send me your money. Then I'm going to use part of your money to fix the mess, which he actually sent me his money. Even before he sent, I've already told the guys, the engineers who is working there, to go there and fix those things up. He fixed them up, and he sent in the money. And from the rent, I paid all the bills that was incurred. At the end, I had nothing left from that money. But I've already done all it needed. And I told him, if you get it bad again, it's going to be your responsibility to fix it. So that is what I expect for the government to do. Build the market back again, put all the lighting points back again, and make the people to be accountable for every wrongdoings in their shops. Create an insurance company if government have to do that. Where every market will have no choice than to pay insurance. Having seen the problem that sometimes happens when fire engulf any marketplace. This is what I think is applicable. So I think our government should start thinking a little bit outside the box. So for me, that is a failure. Align our people to pass through what they are passing through, and yet money are being collected from them on a daily basis. Because the revenues are collected to actually fix the institution that is paying the revenue. In Europe, when they collect money from a certain maybe a certain shopping mall, you see the government using that money to try to fix the shopping mall to a reasonable standard. Because they know the more you fix the place, the more money they get in return. So this is what I think the government should do. If the government can't do it, like it happens in Sweden, there are some shopping malls in Sweden that belongs to private individuals. And I know, I've been told that most of the shops are controlled by Ijeki and some other persons who puts the money in their pockets. I'm also told that there are many people today who did not buy the shops outrightly, but actually they rented the shops, but today they are taking ownership of the shops. So if the government understood how things work, I think some of these people need to be called to order, called to question in order for them to actually have, a very, free, level playing field for everyone that is involved. That is my point on that. One of the things I will praise the governor for, one of the things I'm going to praise him for is that he has not abandoned any of the projects that he has started, despite that there have been so much slowness in actualizing these very particular jobs or projects that he began from his first tenure in office. Okay, I'm going to praise him for that. That's more like a success. Not one who just abandon project, walk away, and start another one, abandon project, walk away, start another one. No, he tries to make sure that he finishes every project that he starts with the people. For me, that is a plus. Yeah, that's why I'm going to give him credit for that, for making sure that not all the project he began is what he's still doing. He has not abandoned any of the projects. Okay, in his first tenure, we all know him. We not call him the salary paying governor. Paying worker salary as at when due, and many of us thought it was a political gimmick. But I want to say that's a plus for him also, despite the election and knowing fully well he does not have a second tenure to battle with, but yet he's still paying the salaries as at when due, and I must give him credit for that also. Okay, guys. Another thing that I want to give him credit for, like I said yesterday, is the systematic civil service reform. I think that's a good one. I must say he's doing well on that. But the only area I have little reservations to the reform is because of the system operated in Nigeria. You can never get a well articulated, coherent, reform if the system isn't digital. You're going to do all the reform, you're going to do all the talk, you're going to do all the paperwork, you're going to do everything you need to do. But the mind of the people can be reformed in a jiffy. It's a good idea, a welcome development, but I'm going to say that might not actually work in the system that we operate today in our state or in our nation. Okay, guys. So that's another minus I'm going to say. That's another plus. The systematic civil service reforms. He's doing well on that also. But I told somebody, I'm going to say this now. Reforms can only be achievable when the system and the standard of living has increased drastically. You only talk to a man who is hungry. A man who is not hungry to listen. A man that is hungry will never want to listen to you. That's one motto I believe. They don't want to listen. You know why? Because they are thinking of how they are going to feed their families. They're thinking of how they're going to take care of their different responsibilities. So you're not going to tell them, you need to do. It's going to be very, very difficult. That's why many people are just saying, how can this work when the system isn't working? Number 4, the Edo Best. The Edo Best program is one of the best programs that Obaseki actually initiated. It's a good initiative. But my question is this. How can we actually execute such a project when the system is dysfunctional? How can we execute such a project when the system is working against the project? So my advice is the government should do what we call human face reform on the civil service by coming in with the world system of operation today, which will not help in reducing the bureaucracy and the corrupt practice being perpetuated today in the civil service cycle. The truth of the matter is this: every commissioner that comes into government uses the permanent secretary of each ministry to siphon funds. The administrative leaders of every ministry are the permanent secretary and the civil servants. While the commissioner is just a political head, which one way or the other might not have so much power to do what he ought to do if the civil servants have refused to align with him in his corrupt practices. Like I said, when I was in GPTH in last week or last 2 weeks, till early last week, I actually saw massive corruption practices there. Massive corruption practices there. Massive, guys. I saw a very awkward bureaucratic system of administration. I'm going to take my time one of these days to do a clear analysis of all that I saw in that place. One of these days, maybe it will be this week or early next week. I will say like a story that the world will actually know what is happening in that place. Whatever I tell you guys today about what is happening in Edo State is the truth, nothing but the truth. Because I am right here in town and I am also in the system. Okay, I've been able to do a lot, and I believe strongly that we can be able to change things by telling truth to power. Another good thing that Obaseki has done in this first year is leaking of major roads to the streets. I must give him credence for that. He has done excellently, marvelously well. In that area. Yes, I must say kudos for that. Like I said in the part 1 of this video, many of the roles are having a command. There's a but. It is poorly constructed. Both the road done by the state government, both the road done by the NDDC, both the road done by Edo Padek, and both the road done even by the World Bank. It is poorly executed jobs. You are doing a marvelous job trying to link the entire city to decongest the major roads like supply roads and other. Why you do that? The construction of this very particular roads are poorly designed, are poorly executed. They don't last 2 seasons before they are washed away. You are doing great in linking the roads, but you are failing in monitoring projects that is being executed in your state. Another achievement I would say is Obaseki having this rapport with the diaspora. That was a great one. It's a great initiative that he has brought up, and he has had meetings with us now in the last 1 year, 3 times. Just had one on the 7th, which was a Saturday, or yesterday, I don't know again. No, Saturday or Sunday. The other on Sunday, where questions were thrown at him, where he answered questions based on the best he can go. Another success is the Edo Industrial Park, which is nearly to finishing. That is a welcome development also. I must give you credence, I must give you kudos for the area you are performing. And I must also come out to tell you these areas is bad. Before I continue, I want to beg the government today. I live along Sapele Road, guys. In the last few days, the people living in that houses have been living in pains. Yesterday, I was driving from Mission Road, myself and my family, towards home. It took me God knows how long. From that Kada roundabout, till I managed, I was going down to Obe, first Obe precisely. I was going down to Obe. Guys, I bought a tank. I normally fill my tank with about 15,000 naira. I bought a tank about 2 days ago. No, today's the Thursday now. Do you know, as of this morning, my tank was already showing, on reserve. I had to go into the filling station again and fill it. That's quite expensive, And I knew that 90% of that fear got, eat up at that very particular bad spot. In a developed country, where you are doing a repair, knowing fully well that Sapele Road is the only road that's leading to other states, and majority of the big streets around that area is along Sapele Road. I expect the government to have created an alternative measure to decongest the road, or to create a system that will be working. That I did not know or have not seen. Okay, so guys, I need to go now. My mom is here now. I need to go quickly. Thank you guys. See you later in the day. Bye for now. I call you guys later in the day when I'm done. Bye.